Good evening. I'm Jesuit Lafuente, Treasurer of Beta Club. Tonight, we have 140 young men and women who have earned the distinction of being called honor graduates. They have obtained this title by earning a 3.3 or higher grade point average during their 4 years of high school. This was accomplished through self-pride, hard work, and determination, along with a few judicious nudges from teachers and parents along the way. Many of these honor graduates were actively involved in extracurricular activities while still maintaining their high academic standard. They have served as excellent role models for all of us.
Good evening. Welcome to the annual Chalmette High School Honors Banquet. I am Journey White, historian of Beta Club. Please stand and join me in saying the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem to be sung by Sophia Locurdo.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good evening. I am Logan Dusang, Secretary of Beta Club. On behalf of the Chalmette High Beta Club and the student body, I would like to recognize the parents for the foundation they have provided and the support they have given. I would also like to thank them for joining us to pay much-deserved tribute to those who, by their accomplishments, have contributed to the stature of our school and who will provide us with future leadership. These honor graduates have shown what it is really meant by Chalmette High School, School of Champions.
I'm Angela Mayer-Barron, Beta Club Vice President. The Honors Banquet is a long-standing Chalmette High School tradition. Students before us, along with their parents and CHS faculty, were invited to enjoy a meal together and participate in this program, culminating in the reveal of the honor graduates. Tonight, because of COVID-19, we are broadcasting this banquet without the meal, of course, so we can view it from home and celebrate together, separately. The class of 2020 is anything but ordinary. Among us are 17 students who scored a 30 or higher on their ACT. We are all an impressive group and we will all graduate with honors.
These 4 years of high school flew by so quick. It was like we blinked and it was over. Through every class, through every friendship, and through every hardship, someone at Chalmette High was there to get us through the challenges. Whether that was a friend you made over the years or a teacher who left their mark. We have all shared high school memories together, from football games on Friday nights, to homecoming and prom dances, and to coming together to paint our mural each year. One of our proudest moments was finally winning this year's Spirit Stick, after not winning one time over our 4 years. We probably deserved to win at least 1 year before this, but we know seniors pretty much always win. Our class feels like things have never gone our way. We were not able to have a junior closing ceremony on time, and now we are not able to have a traditional graduation. However, these challenges do not define who we are. Life rarely goes the way we expect it, and that is okay. The only thing we can do is make the most of what does happen meaningful. Make those memories with your friends while you are all together. Stay in touch with your teachers before life moves you in other directions. And most importantly, Always look at the bigger picture and know this is not the end, but a time to grow, learn, and love. All of us will change the world in our own way. Some of us will be the doctors, some will be the lawyers, some will serve our country, and some will be the ones we call in a time of need. Always remember to learn from mistakes you made and grow from obstacles that are put in your path. Although Chalmette High is just one step in our life journey, it is an important step towards developing who we will become. As we grow older, leave the places you have gone better than you found them, and remember the person that you were, because it can mold you into the person you're going to be. Every decision we make must be made with every ounce of wisdom we have learned over the years because, as Mr. Warner always says, the choices you make today shape your world tomorrow.
All right, I would like to thank Mr. Warner for inviting me to come to this special event. Regardless of the unusual circumstances, it is an honor to come and speak to this group of honor graduates. The cafeteria is empty. There are no fancy decorations. There's no collection of honor cords or trophies. There were no juniors working tirelessly to devein and peel the shrimp for you. And even sadder, there's no food. But despite all that, do not let the peculiar nature of this honors banquet diminish the joy and the pride that you should feel on the fantastic accomplishments you have earned in order to be invited here. So the well-known saying when trying to comfort someone who is nervous or has anxiety about public speaking or making a speech is to imagine the audience in their underwear. Well, at 7 o'clock on Friday night, there are probably some of you who are watching this in your underwear. But don't worry, no one can see you, and I won't tell anybody. But hey, at least your Wi-Fi isn't blocking nearly every single website that you're trying to go on, so you have that. Tonight is a celebration of all the hard work and all of the sacrifices you have made to not only call yourself a graduate, but an honor graduate. In a time long, long ago, before this cafeteria was even here, I was an honor graduate myself. And since leaving Chalmette High School, I've had the opportunity to graduate from college, graduate from law school, pass the bar exam, and become a lawyer. Justice, fairness, equality, liberty, these are all terms and ideas that I deal with on a daily basis as a lawyer. When I first started practicing, I held these ideas in the highest regard. I thought the law was about ensuring that these standards were upheld to the highest degree by the courts and the judges all over the country, no matter the situation. However, I quickly learned that my interpretation of justice and fairness was not shared by all the courts and all the judges I came across. I have worked hard on a motion or a brief, researching every sentence to make sure that there was a factual and legal basis to everything that I was writing. I've spent hours gathering evidence to be able to go to a trial to prove falsehoods and inconsistencies in the testimony and evidence of the other side. After all that hard work and all those hours spent on an argument that I thought for sure was ironclad, my motion would get denied, or the judge wouldn't rule in my favor. And in those moments, I'm forced to come to the realization that the world is not always fair. It's not always just. And you've been forced to come to this realization already with what is happening with the world right now. The response to this virus has seemingly stripped away your justice, your fairness, even your liberty. And I don't need to remind you about how the end of your senior year has been changed, especially given the fact that you're currently not here in front of me. And you're probably questioning, why does the world not seem fair? And wondering, why does this have to happen to me? My high school years were drastically changed by Hurricane Katrina. I was forced to move away, losing bonds with many friends who I'd never see or talk to again. I had to understand that they would be a new normal, and things just would not go back to the way that they were before. For all of us, there have been milestones and opportunities lost, events canceled that we'll never be able to attend, in order to make those special memories that we can carry on for the rest of our lives. So what do we do now? Well, in one of my favorite stories, in The Lord of the Rings and the Fellowship of the Ring, the protagonist hero, Frodo, tells his mentor, Gandalf, that he wishes that the darkness and the evil that they're fighting to overcome wouldn't have happened during his lifetime. And J.R.R. Tolkien, through Gandalf, responds, "So do I, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." And although it won't be like you imagined or like you dreamed, you will have a chance to graduate over the next few weeks. You'll have a chance to walk across the stage, receive your diploma, and be welcomed into the next chapter of your life. You still have the opportunity to do great things. There are circumstances beyond our control which we'll have no say in, but we still have control over ourselves, and we can choose to keep moving forward, keep learning, keep living, to make sure that our future is brighter than our past. It won't be easy. Many of you will be going on to higher education at colleges and universities, both in the state of Louisiana and all over the country. And it is important to remember that the work you do there is just as important as the work that you've done thus far to get to where you are today. It can be easy to see the less structured world of college and think that suddenly hard work isn't as important. The lack of required attendance, less of a classwork load, lack of a dress code, may even make it seem as if not enough work needs to be put in order to do well. Or even worse, some may think that college is the ultimate destination, so there isn't a need to do well anymore because all the hard work has already been done. I urge you not to think this way. Do not become complacent. There is always room for growth and learning. I had a project that I was assigned to do that had a hard legal deadline. I researched the law, and the way I interpreted the law, I thought I knew what my deadline was. It turned out that I was wrong. And because I was wrong, I missed the chance to file my motion that would have helped our case. An opportunity lost. And my bosses were not happy with me. But every opportunity lost is knowledge gained. All I had to do was ask one of my bosses what the deadline was. They are the experienced ones. They are the ones who have done things hundreds of times before. I should have relied on them instead of trying to figure out everything myself. There are always people we can go to for help, whether it's a friend, a family member, a coworker, or a boss. We are not in this alone. People are resources that we can learn from and to help us succeed in our journey. Think about how you got here and all the people who have helped you get to this point. Don't forget that support, that encouragement that you have received. Use it to help better yourself in the future. And always remember, there will be new people who will appear who will be able to help you along the way. You must also not forget that you could be that person for somebody else. Even if you don't realize it, there may be someone looking to you, looking for guidance from you. I would like to leave you with this charge tonight, something that has always been important to me. Remember those people who have helped you along the way to get to where you are today. I urge you to pay it forward whenever you can, remembering that you were helped on your road to success, and you never know whom you might be able to help on their own paths traveling after you. Whether that means helping out the local community where you end up after graduation, or coming back here, back home, and helping this community or this school in any way that you can. I know I have been able to learn a lot in coming back and giving back. It's an important lesson you should all keep in mind, that even by helping others, you can help yourself. You have been given a great opportunity to be able to go out and be successful because of the foundation that you've gotten here at Chalmette High School. You have the ability to shape the times that have been given to you, to rise up above the challenges and above the disappointments that have happened over these last couple of months. The opportunity, though, is there. All you have to do is grasp it. This school has given you the wings and has taught you to fly. Now you must use what you've learned to go out in the world and show them what you're made of and what you can do. You have the ability to do great things, and I know that you will, and you will make all of us proud. So congratulations, go Owls, and thank you.
At this time, I would like to present the Beta Club Scholarship, which was initiated in memory of Paul Shirley, a former Beta Club officer. The Chalmette High Beta Club provided the funds for the scholarship. The selection of the recipient of this scholarship is based on those Beta qualities of achievement, character, leadership, and service, qualities that we strive to instill and develop in all of our members. There are several young people here tonight that exemplify these attributes and have contributed countless hours of their time and energies to projects and activities which have reflected the pride we all feel in Chalmette High School. However, there are 2 students who have surpassed what we expect and demand from our members. Even though they have been actively involved in numerous clubs and organizations through their high school years, they continuously rise to the occasion in their responsibilities to the Beta organization. They have truly fulfilled the Beta motto, lead by serving others. They will continue to do so when they depart Chalmette High, not because of the effect Beta has had on them, but because of the amazing and motivated individuals that they are. These wonderful students will truly be missed. This year's recipients of the Beta Scholarship are Mallory Smith and Angela Romero Barron.
47 years ago, I met with my first graduating class, the honor students in that class. It was May of 1974. The night before, I sat at my desk and I tried to make up a message that I thought would be important to them going into the world. And I developed this speech. And as I've gone through the years, I found that there really isn't any reason to change this speech. It still is just as pertinent as it was back then. So this speech has been given 47 years now with this one. And it has a message, and it's about 4 life lessons. And I hope you listen to those life lessons, and I hope they mean something to you as you go through the rest of your life. Robert Frost is perhaps the most popular of the 20th century American poets. Frost wrote about the character and people and landscape of New England. In his poem, The Road Not Taken, he says, 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair. Then he goes on to end, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. 4 years ago, 400 students entered the ninth grade academy. 104 set out on a path that got them to this recognition tonight. I congratulate each of you. To get here took character. A former general manager of the New Orleans Jazz basketball team once said, in the short run, talent will win, but in the long haul, character will prevail. Your season lasted about 720 school days, a long haul. I hope that you realize the importance of your being recognized tonight. This is the Super Bowl of your high school career. The invitation you received to come is equal to a 6-foot platinum trophy. And I also want you to know how important you are to your faculty. Just as your teachers have become part of your life, you are forever a part of our lives. As long as one of you is alive, the spirit of Chalmette High will live. I want to talk to you tonight about 4 life lessons, all of which are closely related. Number 1, never give up. Life lesson number 2, nothing has to stay the same unless you want it to. Life lesson number 3, everyone you come in contact with in your life is important. And life lesson number 4, I hope you dance. Life lesson number 1, never give up. Walt Disney was fired as a newspaper cartoonist because an editor said that he didn't have any imagination. That's Walt Disney. Henry Ford went bankrupt twice, but kept going. Lucille Ball embarked on a show business career at the age of 15 by going to Manhattan and enrolling in a dramatic school. She was repeatedly told she had no talent and should return home. She tried and failed to get into 4 Broadway chorus lines, but ultimately she became a famous movie star, a TV comedian, and owned a TV production company which made her one of the richest entertainers in the world. One of my favorite stories is about Wilma Rudolph. Wilma Rudolph was born in 1940, the 20th of 22 children. She was born with polio and suffered from serious bouts of pneumonia and scarlet fever as a young child. All these ailments contributed to a bad leg that some said would prevent her from ever walking. She wore a leg brace from the time she was 5 until she was 11 years old. Then, one Sunday, she removed the brace and walked down the aisle of her church. When Wilma was 13, she got involved in organized sports at school, including basketball and track. Soon she was running and winning races. In 1956, when she was still a sophomore in high school, she participated in the Olympic Games in Melbourne, Australia. Her relay team took home the bronze medal. Wilma became more determined than ever. In 1958, she began college at Tennessee State University. In 1960, she set a world record for the 200-meter dash during the Olympic trials. Then, at the Olympic Games in Rome, she became the first American woman to win 3 gold medals. She won the 100-meter dash, the 200-meter dash, and the 400-meter relay. All this from someone who was told that she would never walk. In your lifetime, if you have a strong goal, believe in yourself, keep trying, never give up. Life lesson number 2, nothing has to stay the same unless you want it to. Azzie Taylor Martin was born in 1936. Her mother was deaf and could not speak. Azzie did not know who her father was, and her youth was spent on a farm in Austin. Her first childhood work was picking cotton. She could have easily just accepted a life of poverty and hopelessness. But Azzie used her time well and her education well. But Azzie had the will to succeed no matter what the task. In 1977, Azzie was invited to speak at a college graduation and started her speech by saying, "Nothing has to stay the same unless you want it to. My mother was deaf and could not speak. I do not know who my father is. I picked cotton when I was young, and today I am the treasurer of the United States of America." The treasurer is the person who handles all of the currency of the government. If you look at currency from the late 70s and early 80s, you'll see her signature on every bill printed by the United States of America. Nothing has to stay the same unless you want it to. Life lesson number 3. Everyone you come in contact in your life is important. The year was about 1884. A woman in a faded gingham dress and her husband, dressed in a homespun, threadbare suit, stepped off the train in Boston and walked timidly, without an appointment, into the Harvard University president's outer office. The secretary could tell in a moment that such backwoods country hicks had no business at Harvard. "We want to see the president," the man said softly. "Oh, he'll be busy all day," the secretary snapped. "We'll wait," the woman replied. For hours, the secretary ignored them, hoping that the couple would finally become discouraged and go away. They didn't, and the secretary grew frustrated and finally decided to disturb the president, even though it was a chore she always regretted. "Maybe if you see them for a few minutes, they'll leave," she said to him. He sighed in exasperation and nodded. Someone of his importance obviously didn't have the time to spend with them, but he detested gingham dresses and homespun suits cluttering up his outer office. The president, stern-faced and with dignity, strutted toward the couple. The woman explained, "We had a son who attended Harvard for 1 year. He loved Harvard. He was happy here. But about a year ago, he was accidentally killed. My husband and I would like to erect a memorial somewhere on the campus for him." The president wasn't touched. He was surprised. "Madam," he said gruffly, "we can't put up a statue for every person who attended Harvard and died. If we did this, the place would look like a cemetery." "Oh, no," the woman explained quickly. "We don't want to erect a statue. We thought we would like to give a building to Harvard." The president rolled his eyes. He glanced at the gingham dress and the homespun suit, then exclaimed, "A building? Do you have any earthly idea how much a building cost? We have over $200 million in the physical buildings here alone at Harvard." For a moment, the woman was silent. The president was pleased. Maybe he could get rid of them now. The woman turned to her husband and said quietly, "Is that all it costs to start a university? Why don't we just start our own?" Her husband nodded. The president's face wilted in bewilderment. Mr. and Mrs. Leland Stanford got up and walked away, traveling to Palo Alto, California, where they established the university that bears their name, Stanford University, a memorial to a son that Harvard no longer cared about. The story was told to me by a friend, and it's a different type of story. In college, a professor gave us a pop quiz. The last question read, "What is the first name of the woman who cleans this building?" Surely this was some kind of joke. I had seen the cleaning woman several times. She was tall, dark-haired, and in her 50s. But how would I know her name? I handed in my paper, leaving the last question blank. Just before class ended, one student asked if the last question would count toward our quiz grade. "Absolutely," said the professor. "In your careers, you will meet many people. All are significant. They deserve your attention and care, even if all you do is smile and say hello." I've never forgotten that lesson. I also learned her name was Dorothy. Life lesson number 4. I hope you dance. In the days when an ice cream sundae cost much less, a 10-year-old boy entered a hotel coffee shop and sat at a table. A waitress put a glass of water in front of him. "How much is an ice cream sundae?" he asked. 50 cents, she replied. The little boy pulled his hand out of his pocket, studied the coins in it. "Well, how much is a plain dish of ice cream?" he inquired. By now, more people were waiting for a table, and the waitress was growing impatient. 35 cents, she said brusquely. The little boy again counted his coins. "I'll have the plain ice cream," he said. The waitress brought the ice cream, put the bill on the table, and walked away. The boy finished the ice cream, paid the cashier, and left. And when the waitress came back to the table to wipe it down, he had placed beside the empty dish 2 nickels and 5 pennies. You see, he couldn't have the sundae because he had to have enough left to leave her a tip. Giuseppe Goodfornothing was the 8th child out of 9. His parents were immigrants from Sicily. They spoke only Italian in the house. His father was a fisherman, as were generations before him. He wanted Giuseppe to take up his trade, but Giuseppe hated it and became seasick every time he went out on the boat. His father called him Giuseppe Goodfornothing because he always had an excuse for not fishing or helping to clean the boat. He tried odd jobs, but he really loved to play baseball with his friends. And because Giuseppe Goodfornothing followed his passion, the New York Yankees got Joe DiMaggio. Giuseppe Goodfornothing was perhaps the greatest baseball player of all time. As Joe DiMaggio kept working toward fulfilling his dream of being a baseball player, I hope that in your life you will not let anything stop you from living your dream. In today's world, our poetry is often used as verse and music. Mark Sanders and Tia Sellers wrote the following words in the song, I Hope You Dance. They say, I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. May you never take a single breath for granted. And God forbid love ever leave you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give fate a fighting chance. And when you get a choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. When you come close to selling out, reconsider. Give the heavens above more than just a passing glance. And when you get a choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. Life lessons. Number 1, never give up. Number 2, nothing has to stay the same unless you want it to. Number 3, everyone you come in contact with in your life is important. And number 4, I hope you'll dance. I want to close my remarks with the Irish blessing. My father came from Ireland, and they had some beautiful ways of speaking about caring and love. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. To all of the parents, thank you for sending your child to Chalmette High School. Your faculty truly appreciates the trust you put into us.
Thank you, Mr. Warner, and welcome everyone. We're glad that you could join us this evening. So now it becomes official. You will become those students who will graduate from Chalmette High School, class of 2020, with honors. You received your cords as you came through the checkout line just this week. So as I call your name this evening, celebrate at home with your parents, put those cords around your necks, take a picture of that, and just make sure that you enjoy the moment with your family. You will be in the program designated as graduating with honors as well. So congratulations to each of you. Here we go. It is now official. Graduating with honors. Leah Abadi, Mohammed Abdallah Heg, Lena Abdelatif, Jessica Ajibato, Maria Alshi, Oscar Alegria III, Jamaine Alexander, Yasmine Allan, Patrick Allan, Carly Anderson, Ava Arabie, Courtney Azevedo, Gianni Baldwin, Hydea Banks, Grace Bartholomew, Krista Bazile, Madison Bastoe, Chance Beck, Ariana Blakely, Mackenzie Bonvillian, Zachary Bordelon, Sarah Bourne, Logan Brewer, Amani Brown, Irian Buchanan, Ann Bui, Din Win Bui, Carolee Caravantes, Kendrian Carter, Brooklyn Casanova, Emily Cawthorn, Angel Chavarria, Paul Semino, John Clark, Patriot Coleman, Catherine Collins, Gabriel Cook, Alexander Cruz, Devin Cruz, Leanne Dacula, Lily Dam, Melanie Dardis, Evan DeLawn, Amber DeSales, Savannah DeWent, Alexandria Doane, Elena Donaldson, Logan Dusang, Brian England, Manuel Espinoza, Rory Evans, Ashante Philippe, Dylan Flesh, Trinity Fry, Rondell Gabarra, John Gallaher, Leonardo Garcia Espinal, Hunter Gifford, Daniela Gonzalez Chavez, Sadie Graffia, Cameron Green, Chloe Guerra, Skylar Hinberg, Aaliyah Hill, Truck Hong, Ayla Hoy, Mia Hollingsworth, Lelia Holloman, Derek Hutchinson, Jada Jackson, Rebecca Joachim, Faith Johnson, Katie Jovel, Kelsey Wan, Connor Kenny, Madison Cavell, Jada Kritzman, Jesuit LaFuente, Julie Laris, Jessica LaRocca, Alexis Leaphart, Julie Legnan, Jenna Lemoine, Caitlin Lena, Gabrielle Lepine, Jonathan Ludwig, Michael Ludwig, Katie Mahler, Melisse Marks, Kieran Marshall, Blair Martin, Elvani Matos Diaz, Janiyah McCrae, Chrislyn McGee, Donald McKinney's, Dina Mellarine, David Meyer, Jaden Milborn, Bailey Milburn, Win Win, Raina Oggs, John Oliver, Sydney Parker, Kaylee Paradin, Madison Plemming, Amanda Prestwood, Chyna Price, Faith Reagan, Alexis Resendez, Jenna Reese, Jennifer Rivera Hernandez, Grace Roberts, Ashley Rodriguez, Angela Romero Barron, Luke Ridzuski, Rogue Sanchez, Marcelena Santa Marina, Mikkel Sexton, Olivia Simmons, Mallory Smith, Cindy Solis Gaitan, Sarah Stanich, Chandler Stedman, David Sylvia, Elena Templet, Jihad Tabata, Olivia Theriot, Quinn Tran, Bailey Van, Charlene Bernardo, Kaylee Vicknair, Anthony Vu, Lauren Walker, Jatavia Wallace, Gabriel Weaver, Austin Wheaton, Jarnay White, Michael Williams, Caitlin Wright, Danilo Zayatsev. And now, back to Mr. Warner, who will announce our honor graduates, the top of our class. Mr. Warner?
Next, we will announce the graduates with the highest averages in this class. This year we have 8 students to announce. Lena Abdelatif, Grace Bartholomew, Sarah Bourne, Leanne Dacula, Logan Dusang, Ayla Hoy, Connor Kenny, Cindy Solis Gaitan. This year we have 8 students with exactly the same highest average. We have 8 valedictorians for the class of 2020. Each is the valedictorian of this class. To all the parents who have sent your child to Chalmette High School, on behalf of the faculty, we truly appreciate that gift. We are truly honored to have your children with us tonight.
Before we close tonight, I would like to take the opportunity on behalf of the Chalmette High Beta Club to thank some special people. The Beta Club members and ambassadors who helped prepare and serve tonight, Ms. Tammy Leger, Joni Bloom, and the gracious cafeteria staff who prepared this delicious meal, the tech crew led by Mr. Fred Hebert, Mr. Charles Cassar and Pam Cassar who helped decorate our cafeteria lobby, Ms. Phyllis Dicedue for her tireless service behind scene, and all of Chalmette High faculty and staff who helped organize and set up for this wonderful night. We thank you all.